I did a photo shoot this morning in the graveyard for Rolling Stone.
Really?
Yeah,
cool.
Cool graveyard. Or is it over there?
The one downtown?
No, it's
Colonial Cemetery?
Yeah.
Cool. We talked on the phone about a week ago, too.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, on Spain, so, yes. So are you going to watch the show tonight?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, do you watch?
Tonight's a really good episode.
Oh, okay.
A really good. Yeah. This whole season is crazy good. So yeah, tonight kicks off a whole.
Okay, so just tell me what's going to happen.
I
on the
can't
show,
tell you.
And I'll just write it down.
I feel like AMC's probably tracking me from space right now. So if I say the wrong thing, I just proof a burst of smoke. I'll just be going.
A few little rewrites for the next couple of shows.
Right.
Daryl's gone.
Yeah, totally.
So I noticed that they're doing the Walker Stalker in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to it, right?
Yeah, everyone's going.
Okay, cool. That's the first year they're doing it, right?
It is the first, and it's a charity thing, so they got us all to do it.
Okay, very cool. Do you like doing those? I mean, I know you guys do a lot of Comic-Cons.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes they're fun. I mean, it's interesting because, we shoot the show down, in Sonoya, so we don't really see people. So, we're down there working for 7 months out of the year, and we come out and, there's a giant burst of people, so it's fun to see people again. Sort of like, it's like Logan's Run or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Logan's Run, we've seen them.
It's been a while.
Yeah. But it's, you come out to a whole new world.
Right.
Sometimes.
That's what I was talking to Natalie Dormer, who's coming here for Game of Thrones. Do you watch that show?
I do, yeah.
Okay. And she was talking about she finally went to one of the conventions, and the weirdest thing was seeing someone dressed like her. I mean, imagine that's like a constant for you. What was it like the first time you saw someone?
You know what? It's fun. You see little kids dressed as you, and you see old women dressed as you, and it's fun. There's all their different interpretations, but the weirdest part is I start to see people who dress like me, who wear the same baseball hat I wear, or have their hair like mine now, and wear these sunglasses, and wear my boots, and have my backpack, and they're cosplaying Norman.
Right.
That almost seems like you're crossing a line, you know what I mean? That's a little weird, but yeah, first time I saw that, I was wow, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to me and all the fans of the show, and yeah, it's I actually did one of them with Lena Headey and Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I photobombed them. Got them kind of jumped.
That's funny. What are some of your favorite memes on the internet?
Oh my God. Is the meme the moving one, or is that just?
No, the memes are like maybe there's like a picture of you and they have like the words, or
like the ovaries exploding and all that stuff. Gosh, there's a SpongeBob one I like, but it moves. I don't know if that's
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's so many of them. I don't know. I like the one of Rick where it's just stuff and things. There's a bunch of we have, Walking Dead dancing elves.
Right.
I mean, it's just, I saw one that was the SpongeBob theme song to Daryl, like, who lives in the woods, eats squirrels, Daryl. There's so many of them. They're all fun. And some of them, like I saw one that was me. It was Daryl making out with Carol, and it looked so real, and it wasn't. It was like that. I was looking at it, when did we do that? And it was completely.
That's funny.
Some computer genius made it.
So you're always on Twitter all the time. Are you addicted to it, or is it?
Well, Sony asked me to start a Twitter account with Boondock Saints 2.
Right. Okay.
So I started it then, but yeah, I kind of got into it. I mean, that movie sort of felt like the people's movie in the end, because we didn't have P&A and no theaters and that stuff, and it got passed around and became this big cult film, and I felt like, yeah, this is us, like this is our movie, It doesn't belong to, you know, those guys in the office. This is ours. And I kind of just kept that feeling going with this character in this TV show. It was kind of like, it was like our character. You know, the tweets and all that stuff it's fun. The problem is I can't write it right back.
Right.
It literally goes like, you know. But I try to. You know, if someone says follow me, I always say yes. And all that stuff. Yeah, you know, Lou Reed died today. Did you hear that? Yeah, it's a bummer. But somebody tweeted it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or no, somebody texted me.
Right.
And then I got all the information off Twitter.
Right.
I mean, so it's it can be useful, Twitter, for getting information.
Right. Well, I know you said that Big Bald Head comes from the Laurie Anderson song. So are you friends with them?
I met them through Debbie Harry. Debbie introduced me to them, but I always had a company called Big Bald Head, and it comes from the Sharky's Day song.
Right.
But my mom took me to a concert of ours when I was little. Do you know all this?
You told me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You keep saying.
I just
it's
tell
fine.
the same
Yeah.
stories over. Yeah, but anyway, she introduced me to them, and so I had to have permission from her to call the photo book. The sun's coming up with a Big Bald Head, which she liked, and I think she's doing a book of photos now as well. So, anyway.
I mean, is that what your childhood was like hanging out in New York and going to concerts with your mom and that kind of life, or?
I traveled quite a lot. I lived in Tokyo for a little while. I lived in Moto-Okubo and Chiba. Lived in Spain for a little while in Sitges. Yeah, a whole bunch of. I don't know. I was kind of like a little troublemaker, I think.
Okay.
A little angry guy throwing rocks to windows. Angry guy. Kind of that kind of.
Well, I saw your picture with Jeremy Irons. Are you a fan of his?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What movie, is there anything that comes to mind when you think of him?
Oh God, has he ever done anything bad ever? You know what I mean? He's such. God, what was that movie where he played like two brothers that were surgeons? Do you remember that movie? Do you remember the name of that thing?
No, I can't think of it.
He's so good. Everything he does is great. And I like him as a person now. He's so cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of like the old Romero zombie movies?
Yeah.
Like growing up?
Of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, I was. I wasn't obsessed,
Okay.
you know. Yeah. I mean, I know them. I know them really. I mean, as far as horror films, my favorite film as a kid was The Omen. That was my favorite movie. Yeah, I used to sit in my classroom when I was little and eyeball my teacher and, just give her dirty looks, and she would get very flustered and she'd look around the room, she'd get to me and she'd jump over me and get very flustered. And I remember thinking, wow, like, I can mess with her. I can just, I felt like I was Damien from The Omen, and it was like sort of empowering. And then at the end of the school year, I remember she comes up and she goes, why do you hate me? And I go, I don't hate you, I love you, what are you talking about? Like, I in no way wanted her to think that I hated her, because I totally didn't. But I remember playing with that, like, this lady's older than me, and I can mess with her. And I remember sort of getting a kick out of it.
How old were you?
God, that movie came out, 69 or something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah.
God, I was 6.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so let's talk about the Savannah Film Festival. Do you know what all they have you doing while you're here?
Yeah, well, I'm leaving today.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Today I did photo shoots and these interviews, and yesterday I had a master class.
Right.
And then I saw Nebraska, Alexander Payne's movie last night, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, and then that's it. I had a dinner the first night that I came.
Where'd you go?
I came to the Pink House, which was awesome.
It is very good.
Yeah, but I shot on the show till late Wednesday night. Then Thursday morning flew to Los Angeles and did a talk show there, and then did a SAG master class with SAG members in LA. Sort of the same thing, and then I came here.
Well, what do you, like, I'm sure you have friends who will say, hey, I'm going out to Savannah, what should I do while I'm out there? What kind of things do you tell people they should do while they're here?
Wow. Jeremy and I were trying to ride motorcycles the first day. I was going to do that. Yeah.
Did you get to do that?
No, but I want to go motorcycle riding with Jeremy Irons. That would have, bucket list, right? I'm gonna walk around and see the architecture and stuff, go down to the river, that's kind of nice. Although don't have one of those alcoholic Slurpee drinks down there, those are poison. Yeah, when I did the conspirator here, and I remember I was walking around the first day, looking for things to do, oh, this is Savannah. I went down there and everyone's getting these drinks. I was like, oh, those must be delicious. And, I'm thinking like, how bad could they be? So I had one that was, I don't know what color it was, but you get brain freeze, and it's so sweet, and it just gets you blitzed immediately. It's like the worst thing.
Wet willies.
Wet willies. Oh my god.
I've tried it once. I've been here for 10 years.
Yeah, I will never do it again. But the Pink House is awesome food. There's a lot to see here. Like walk around and see. There's a lot of history here. Everything is on. But it's cool. It's really cool.
I love it. So what's next for you? I know you've got the show going on and everything. Do you have any more movie projects coming out? Or?
It was a film that just came out called Sunlight Junior. Was that? With Naomi Watts, Matt Dillon, Roy Collier directed it, and Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr. did the soundtrack, which is cool. I just interviewed him actually. It was funny because I was telling him there's one of his songs that I kept playing on loop, in my headphones before I was doing these couple of scenes, and I was like, I'll ask him about this. What does that mean? What were you thinking when you wrote that? And then I got to the interview and started doing it, and I was like, you know what? I don't even want to know. Like, don't tell me. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me what your process is, or I don't. Just don't do it. So instead, I asked him if he'd rather have a vagina on his forehead or a bunch of penises on his back like a stegosaurus. And he chose the stegosaurus.
And that's the kind of questions you wish people would ask you sometimes, something
just
not zombie related.
Yeah, it was one of those would you rather things, it comes from those. But he was. I had other questions besides that one, but I don't know. It's like that. Christoph Waltz, I read this interview with him once, or saw him give an interview, and they were like, what's your secret for getting into this headspace on it? He goes, do you ask a magician what his tricks are? I don't want to tell you. Like, you're not supposed to know that. And I was kind of like, well, good for you. Yeah, I'm with that guy.
Right.
That's it. It's like I have a friend who was really into Elvis, and he went to Graceland, and it just kind of killed it for him. He was like, I don't want to see his toilet.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Okay, I think that's all the questions we have.
Kill your last two questions.